I want you to understand why this is so important to recognize as a whole. So if you see down here, this particular ad, by the way, we use AdSpy tools. We use a very expensive AdSpy tool to find this. So this is why I'm able to see all of these stats over here. Okay, so 834K likes. That's just absolutely ridiculous. And I'm going to tell you something about e-commerce that has always been true. If an ad has this high amount of likes, I can guarantee you that it has sales. Okay, I guarantee, absolutely guarantee. For this exercise, I'm using a simple calculation which estimates, the revenue related to the amount of likes. So this is obviously not exact. This is just for fun, but I can guarantee you that this product made a ton of sales. Okay, again, 834K likes, 79K comments, and we also get that this person specifically targeted a bunch of countries and targeted both men and women. Okay, so a lot has changed since 2017. Okay, but there's some stuff that still holds the test of time. Okay, so why this went viral? In my opinion, this person had the first mover advantage for one, and it was a novel product. Okay, so back then, Facebook had not seen a ton of this. So this is not print on demand specifically. This is drop shipping, right? So honestly, this just at this point in time in 2017, I don't know if anyone remembers, but the algorithms were able to target much more specifically, much easier. It was easier to target, niches of people, I would say. So that's, I think, why it went viral. It has first mover advantage and it was a novel product. Okay. I think that the estimated revenue of this could easily be $1 million. All right. So let's move on. Let's see what has changed from the year 2017 to 2018. Does anyone have any questions on this product? Yeah, that's correct. That was an AliExpress product. That is correct. I think this is the only dropshipping product that I have on, but it's interesting to paint that timeline, from 2017 until 2025. But that is correct. That was an AliExpress product. Moodring of the that is correct. And I remember, I don't know if anyone remembers, but this product, I saw a ton of winning products that derived from this one. So everyone was selling this kind of glow in the dark kind of jewelry. I think even back in the day, I tried to sell one of these. So very interesting just to see, how important this was in the history of dropshipping print on demand. No, I don't think this product is available. I mean, I'm pretty sure this store is not even live anymore. Anyways, let's move on to the next one. Okay, so now we're getting into print on demand. Okay, so I wanted to just warm you up with a dropshipping product. Now we're moving on to 2018. So I want to know who can tell me what is different in 2025 than in 2018 by looking at this ad. I want to see if anyone is able to point out. I'm specifically thinking of one thing that has changed a lot from 2018. So I want to see if anyone in the comments can tell me what has changed in this ad that you're seeing over here. What is different, or what would be different in 2025? So let me know in the comments if anyone can let me know what that is. It says not engraved. Well, that's a good point. That might not be engraved. That's a great point. I'm thinking of something else. The layout of the ad. Yeah, that's also fair. I love that you guys are mentioning personalization because we're going to get into that as well later on. Print on demand and customization. Cool. Design. Okay. A lot of tiny prints. Love it. You guys are getting close. All right. So I'm going to, what I was paying attention to. If you see on the name of the Facebook page, it says Mom and Son Life. Okay. Back in the day, it was very popular when you tried to sell, print-on-demand products, you created fan pages. So you created a bunch of fan pages, each one for a different niche, and you promoted your print-on-demand products using that Facebook page. I will say that is no longer the case. Okay, so in today's day and age, you need to advertise using your brand. Okay, so branding is more important than ever. So you don't want to create a Facebook page called Mom and Son Life and advertise products. You want to use your brand. So if your brand is, engravedsunshine.com, you want to use engravedsunshine.com because users on Facebook are less trusting than ever. Okay, so you need to use your brand to advertise. So that is the difference I was thinking of. But you are making an excellent point. This product was probably not engraved. So those are personalization is a great suggestion. People say the chain. Well, that's also different. By the way, this is not a ShineOn product. We have very similar ones, which is cool, but this is not a ShineOn product. Anyways, this has 395K likes. This is truly like, I mean, if I see an ad with 395K likes, it kind of is like winning the lottery at this point. I mean, because I just know that this person is making a ton of money. Again, interesting about the targeting, the country targeting. They're targeting United States, Australia, Canada, UK. Okay, so for those of you who are interested in targeting international countries, the ones I usually start with are the US, Canada, UK, Australia, and New Zealand. Those are kind of like the big five that we use, and this person is doing something similar. So yeah, this is it says the description space is less, you now have more image. Correct. Although, if anyone can tell, the phrase of this product sometimes still works to this day, which is absolutely insane to think about. It says, "To my son, always remember you are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, smarter than you think, and love more than you know, love mom." So you would think that something back in 2018, a phrase would not work nowadays, but I'm telling you, there's variations of this that still work to this day, which is absolutely crazy and just highlights the importance of your phrase. Okay, so again, why when it went viral? It is a UGC style ad, and that was not as common back in the day. I remember back in the day seeing product people promoting images of a product with a white background and it's sold. But in this case, it's a UGC style ad, so the customer can imagine themselves using it. It definitely has a winning phrase because imagine if it sells now, imagine back in the day how powerful this phrase was. Okay, so also first mover advantage because of the phrase. Okay, so it really goes to show when you're able to uncover a new phrase that clicks with your customer and you're before most of other people, you're going to be in a great spot. So anyways, this is very interesting. I think that this product probably made over $500,000, if I'm being honest. Again, this is just for fun. I'm just doing the calculations for fun. But like I said, there's always a ratio because let me put it to you this way. If you were advertising on Facebook and if you're using a sales conversion objective, you will know that getting likes is tough. I mean, getting hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of likes is tough. So the only way you're going to be able to sustain an ad that has this amount of likes is if you're making sales. So always remember that when you're just browsing down your Facebook feed and you see a product with a ton of likes that is a print on demand product, there's signal. So you need to pay attention to that signal. Okay. All right. So this was 2018. Let's move on to 2019. Let's see what we have over here. All right. So this one is a ShineOn product. So I want to know who remembers or who has sold our graphic jewelry before, because I have sold a ton of graphic jewelry. I will tell you that. 2019 daughter heart necklace. Who remembers this one? I can recognize that this is a ShineOn product. And what has changed this time around is that this is in fact personalized. So you guys pointed out that last product wasn't personalized. So this was personalized. So this was probably one of the first times, in a year like 2019, where products were starting to be personalized. I myself have used this style of ad in the past several times over. And it says, "To my daughter, always remember that mom loves you. You are," again, same phrase fragment over here, right? Pay attention to that. "You are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, smarter than you think, and love more than you know. Love mom." So 1 year later, and what this person did is that they pretty much grabbed the same phrase. I'm not saying that they spied on this specific product, but they grabbed this same phrase and they just changed the niche. Do you see that? It's the same thing. Oh, so we have a graphic person over here. I like it. Most of my sales are still graphic and engraved jewelry. In my case with ShineOn, that's also the case. It's just such a unique product, and I think it has a lot of applications if you really get creative. So yeah, this is insane. I mean, this person at this ad spy is telling us that this person was targeting only only women. Okay, and 41 countries. I don't know if that's 100% accurate, but they are promoting. If you see the headline, "Mom to daughter necklace 50% off, free worldwide shipping." So the fact that the sub headline says free worldwide shipping does tell me that this person is probably targeting to a bunch of countries. And if you see, I mean, what else can we pay attention to over here? The copy is not anything crazy, right? It says, "Hey moms, this is the perfect gift for your daughter." I think that nowadays you can't really address a specific demographic like "Hey moms." I'm not 100% sure. I always try to be overly careful and not, because Facebook hates when you address a specific demographic like you on your computer, right? So I'm not sure if this is allowed. Today, I always avoid it. It says, "This lovely, inspirational, engraved necklace is a wonderful reminder of the special bond between a mom and a daughter. Necklace reads, to my daughter, always remember that moms love you," etc. So as you can see, I would not say that this is, fantastic copy, but it works. So it really goes to show that even back then, the phrase "it was" is what sells. The phrase "it was" sells. The product is novel. It's personalized. Estimated revenue 375K. So does anyone have any questions about this one before I move on? Let me see over here. Yeah, Julian, I'm using a tool called AdSpy. So you can filter products. So I just search for. I wanted to start off by showing you guys the jewelry niche specifically. So that's what I did. I just filter by ad text and by countries, and that's how you can start finding some of these historical ads. Yep, Patrick, this is AdSpy. I always like to show you guys some AdSpy assets because it's expensive. So it's great value to you. It's great value to you. Perfect. Let's move on to 2020, the year of the pandemic. All right. So we have something different over here. Also, a graphic necklace, by the way, but it is even more personalized. Okay. So this person was very clever. And I think I've tried this before as well. It has 131K likes. And this person is targeting the remembrance niche. Okay, so the remembrance niche is a gold mine usually because it really triggers that emotion in your customers. Okay, so I'm sure you've heard us say this time and time again, but if they cry, they will buy. Okay, so the remembrance niche is very powerful to trigger that emotion in your customer. And if you think about it, this is a great gift for someone that is suffering through grief, right? So it says, "I will carry you with me till I see you again." And this person is personalizing the actual picture of the customer's loved one, right? So that is a very clever use of personalization. I've seen tons of variation with this one sell. All right, so let me know if you have any questions on this one. Again, I think it went viral because it's in the remembrance niche, it's personalized, and the emotional trigger is huge. And we're seeing a trend here. Viral products usually target international countries as well. The reason is because a lot of people start with US products. Sorry, they start targeting the US audience. And if the product works, they scale to international countries. So we see Canada, United States, United Kingdom, Australia, and Ireland. Let's see, we have some questions over here. So they don't need to be personalized necessarily to make sales. No, no, no. I mean, the print to demand world is very extensive, and there's tons of winning products that are not personalized. For example, a lot of our message card jewelry that sells really well and still to this day is one of our top performing products are not personalized. Okay. So it's not a requirement, but it's cool and it helps you stand out. It helps you be more creative. And I have seen an uptick. You'll see when we get to 2025, you're going to see what I'm talking about. But I have seen an uptick in products that are personalized being, favored by the algorithm. The exception again would be if you're selling something like message cards, which it's not exactly necessary to do so. But that's a great question. We see 2020 pandemic, lots of deaths. Yeah, I mean that's a good point, but not necessarily. This niche always, is powerful, right? But you're making a good point that might influence things. Cool, cool. Let's see. Okay, let's move on to 2021. Okay, so I have a similar one on 2021 because I just wanted to show you how powerful the remembrance niche is. Okay, so, and I also wanted to show you that this person It's a basic concept of print on demand. Okay, so you need to find a way to see success. You need to see how a successful product looks like, and you need to be able to go from seeing something like this and yourself coming up with something like this. Okay, so this is an iteration of this. Okay, and that's how I found the most success in print on demand. You need to find something that it's already working, because if you see this amount of likes, this amount of engagement, this person, cracked the code. So you need to find a way to replicate that success. Okay, that is what's so exciting about print on demand, is that you have a trail of what is working. Okay, it is pretty crazy. I mean, 131K likes is just ridiculous. So anyways, that is why I wanted to replicate 2021 and 2020, because if you see this person, pretty much iterated on this one and still found a ton of success. Okay, so not you don't always need to be a pioneer in a design. So because if you want to be a pioneer in a design, it's tougher because you don't have a trail of success. So if you're launching products or phrases that no one has ever launched before, yes, there is a chance that you might find success. But again, you don't have proof of concept. Okay. So that is why I wanted to show you this one. The copy, again, very simple. Personalized memorial heart necklace. Honor the one in our hearts. Order now. So that's very exciting. Again, remember niche, personalized emotional trigger. Estimated revenue for fun, 87K, based on the amount of likes. All right, so we have our first message card over here in 2022. It says, imagine the reaction receiving this, handcrafted in the USA. So believe it or not, this copy kind of still works to this day. It's very simple. It's trying to trigger an emotion in the customer. Also, this line here, I still see it now every so often. I cried reading this. So this advertiser is really trying to trigger that emotion in people. Another interesting thing about this one is that it's kind of calling out the religious niche in the background with the design here. I will be honest, nowadays I would say that simpler backgrounds for message card really work better. Okay, so that's what I would say. But you never know. I mean, every so often we get a winning product that has a kind of an interesting background there. So yeah, this is one of the first message cards that I found. 49K likes, 5,000 comments. Again, this is pretty much the reason why this went viral is, it is kind of targeting the religious niche, and that sometimes can start up the algorithm. And it's also clearly a winning message, right? So it says, to my dearest granddaughter, someday when the pages of my life end, I know that you will be one of the most beautiful chapters. Always keep me in your heart, for you are always in mine, and nobody, not even time, will ever change that. So again, still to this day, we're now in 2025, still to this day, I've seen similar phrases to this one work. Okay, so that's the thing. I mean, there's just some phrases that are absolutely killer and they keep working year after year after year. So have any questions on sign message card? Who is selling message cards? Comment below if you're selling message cards in your stores. Who is selling message cards? One of our top selling products. It says, to my grandmother, heart melt, love not, free shipping. Cool. Oh, I have some message card seller. I'm trying to sell them. Yeah, yeah, well, I think you will find success soon. You're in the right place. Trying to sell them. That counts. That definitely counts. I'm killing it with message cards. Cool. That's very exciting. Congrats. Congrats. That's the thing. I mean, the reason why we sometimes push on message cards is because they are honestly they have a great margin. Okay, so if you want to sell with Facebook ads, you need something that has a good margin, and our message cards have a pretty freaking great margin. So that's why we try to push them. Todd says, I do personalized message cards. Great. I've also seen those. Those also can work. Forever love, but love not more. Cool. Awesome. Well, if you're killing it right now with message cards, you're gonna keep killing it. I can pretty much guarantee that if you're finding success now, wait until the absolute mountain of Q4 hype gets in here and people are looking at gifts. Yep. On Etsy, you need to find, I mean, if you want to sell our jewelry, you can sell our graphic necklaces that are personalized. Those ones could work. And we also have other products that work on Etsy. Message cards are the only ones that kind of don't work there because Etsy is very strange. All right. So let's move on to 2023. I'm not sure because now in 2023, we are moving on to video. This is kind of the year when some of these print. So I want to see if you guys, I'm not sure if you're going to be able to hear. I just want to show you the actual ad itself. Okay. So for 2023, it was a rose box necklace. And I'm going to show you in a bit that, okay, so we have rose box necklaces in ShineOn, okay? And this one didn't even have message cards. We offer them with message cards. Okay, so let me see. Again, this had 300K likes and 2.5K comments. So the estimated revenue I'm putting this for this is 500K video, okay? Like I said, I'm pretty sure you're not the audio, but let me know if you can hear the audio. Okay, it's heard. Oh, that's good to hear. Be able to hear the music. This video ad I'm showing you, 2023. Okay, so what do you guys think of that? I mean, let's pay attention to it. Okay, it's 20 seconds long. Okay, it starts with a hook. Okay, so it says, this is great knowledge for you. So pay attention. It says, I told my boyfriend to stop buying me flowers because they are expensive and only last a few days. Okay, so this is a hook. I will show you later on how we can help you create some of these ads. Okay, because we do have some resources for you. Because I would say that creating video ads is still kind of an advanced part of print on demand. People really struggle with it. But I'm telling you, in today's day and age, you want to use video ads. Fine if you start testing with images, but at some point you need to bring video ads to the mix. So yeah, I'm seeing some good comments over here. Good hook, good emotion, exactly. So again, pay attention. 2-second hook. This is even a bit longer because they're more of a branded store. I'm going to turn off the audio so I can comment on this for a bit. But if you paid attention to the audio, it also tries to trigger an emotion. So if you're doing an ad, that kind of sentimental music is also important. Okay, so just remember that. Okay, so it's a hook, UGC style ad. Okay, it's a UGC style ad. Now it's product review. Boom. All right. So nowadays we have similar products with a rose box and actually have a message card. So you can double down on this. Okay. You can double down on this and actually add a message card in here. And so it came with a hidden necklace. And this is a bit different because it has some engraving, but ours, I think, is even cooler because cool. Yeah, it much easier. We can actually help you with some of this. We offer UGC style ads, but it's definitely easier now. I mean, a few years ago, it was an absolute nightmare. You needed to 100% order the product and film it yourself. By the way, you can still do that. You can still order a sample from us, and I mean, that's perfectly fine. This will go nuts on Valentine's Day. That is correct. Or even on Christmas, to be honest. You just need to test. How long should be the hook? It depends. I think like a true hook, it's 3 seconds, I would say. 3 to 4 seconds at most. Exactly what I was thinking. But yeah, especially the hooks nowadays are easy to okay, so that part is easy. Was this a Facebook ad? It had 300K likes. Absolutely ridiculous in 2023. Okay, so I'm glad you guys are enjoying this. We have a lot of engagements today. The ad workshop. All right, let's move on to 2024. Okay, so this is also a rose box necklace, but I wanted to show you a different angle. I think it's a different angle. At 222K likes, 1.4K comments. Again, it has all of the same elements of the first one, but it has kind of a twist. So let me show you. I'm going to click play on this one. Okay, so this one is a bit similar, but I just wanted to show you that how easy it would be to create iterations. I mean, once you have the product, let's say if you order and you wanted to create 5 different versions of an ad, it could work for you. And also to show you that even in 2024, this also worked. I show you the other one without noticing it. But anyway, long on this one because it's very. But this is how a winning ad looks like. I mean, there's no weird secrets. There's no weird strategy. That this is a winning ad. Okay, that's how it looks like. It's not just the fact that you're seeing this right now. You can own like what the formula. Very simple. Okay, so now we have this on some of these specifically for this one. I am hiding the store because I don't wanna out our sellers. So I'm hiding in theory. I hope I'm hiding. Yeah, I'm hiding the store. Let me see. Oh, no. On second thought, I checked this one and it's no longer a ShineOn seller. Okay. So this one is a message card necklace. Okay. And you're gonna see that the formula around this is pretty similar. Okay. So I'm gonna click play on this one. It's 40-second long. So again, it starts with a hook. My daughter cried for hours after receiving this gift.
Never forget that I hope you believe in yourself as much I believe in you. Remember whose daughter you are and straighten your crown. You believe stronger than you seem, smarter than you think, and loved more than you know. Promise to be here for the rest of your life. But I can promise to love you for the rest.
That's it. Then they just close the box and they show a call to action to the website. So ad looks like there's no secrets. I mean, it's a very easy formula. You have a hook at the beginning. So what you can do is you can record this part, right? So first we have the hook. Then we have a UGC style narrated part of the ad where this person is just narrating essentially. It's like a voiceover of the actual message. If you ask me, the audio recording on this one sounds weird. It sounds like like robotic, I would say. So I'm pretty sure you can record it yourself, or you can get a much better AI to help you with that because this sounds like a bit robotic. So again, hook. You can create tons of variations of hooks, right? Like I said, I'm going to show you. Well, when I stop using this demo, I'm going to show you our UGC store where you could try to use it to get some similar content. I think it's none of this. I think this one was actually not AI. I'm pretty sure this one's not AI. I might be mistaken. Let's see. Or is it AI? I think it's not AI. I'm pretty sure this one's not AI. But like I said, we also offer you have a UGC store where you can buy non-AI videos and also AI videos. So I'm going to show you in just a bit. Yeah, that's true. Yep. I think the part of the dad is AI. Or if it's not AI, it's definitely like stock footage. Exactly. Free stock videos should work too. Yeah. I think this is might be stock footage and not AI. But anyways, let's move on. Very cool. Now you know how a winning looks like. If you have never seen one before, that's how it looks like. Yeah, it sounds very AI. Yeah, that's true. The audio is terrible. I don't know, but I mean, it goes to show the audio is terrible, and it's still sold, right? So interesting to see. Okay, so that was the jewelry part of this demo. Now we're going to explore other niches. Okay, so we're going to explore other product categories because the ads I showed you before were for the most part necklaces, right? So now I'm going to expand our scope a bit and show you other parts of print on demand. So let's see what we have here. All right, kind of a big twist, right, compared to what we were seeing before. So all of the ads I'm showing you now are all from 2025. Okay, so we already went through the timeline. Now it's just 2025. So I just wanted to show you like how extensive the print demand catalog in general is and how many different approaches you can take to this stuff. Okay. So this is a quilt. It has zero text. It has zero text and has a very weird kind of gothic design that I'm sure a lot of us in the comments would not purchase. But this just goes to show that there is an audience for everything, right? And there is a niche tied to this stuff. And it clearly is high converting because this person has, 11K likes, 711 comments. So as you can see now, we're moving on to a different category of likes, right? So we're not talking about hundreds of thousands, but it is still important for you because if the ad doesn't have hundreds of thousands of likes and comments and all of that, you have a bigger chance, a greater chance, replicating the design and finding success if you make iterations on it, right? So not copy pasting, but making your own version. So we have a gothic blanket on the left, and we have a personalized blanket on the right. So for those of you who have used customly or team blue and stuff like that, you can add all of these crazy customizations to your product, right? So this is very, very customized. You can probably customize, even the illustrations of the dogs, the names, and probably even the look of the person. But very interesting. I just wanted to show you how different print on demand can be. Now we have some other personalized ones. Okay, so this one's pretty crazy. Remember back then I told you that personalization was kind of popping in 2025. So this is the example. 100K likes again in 2025 is amazing. Okay, so back in the day it was easier to garner that engagement, but in 2025 it's no longer as easy, right? So this has 100K likes. It is a personalized sun catcher. So we don't have this, but I also wanted to show you either way. It says, annoying each other since 1989 and still going strong, Jennifer and Thomas. Absolutely crazy. Let me know if you have in the comments if you have seen some of these personalized products on social media. It is a bit annoying to set them up, but once they're set up, it works great. And for this one, this person is very creative, right? So if you can see this product on the right hand side, we don't exactly have this product, but we have one similar product that you could use to test concepts like this. So I have seen this a lot on social media, and it says where it began. It has a date, place, and coordinates. Okay, so I've seen this work in many different ways. So all these seller, what they are doing is that they're collecting a certain location, and then they're just posting a screenshot of Google Maps of that location, and then it makes for a really nice gift, right? So it's very unique, very personalized. Something like this would probably kill it on Etsy, although this ad is for Facebook. But I'm going to show you in a bit what ShineOn product we could use to test concept like this. All right, let's move on. Now we have customized stones. So let me know if you have seen this niche before, but I've seen it a few times, and not always in the form of stones, but this niche, this concept also applies to metal art. So I've seen a lot of people use metal arts to do this kind of VR ads. But I just wanted to show you how varied, how different print on demand can be. And on the right hand side, we have something that's much more classic, but it is a customized hat. So the name of each one of the family members is fully customized. All right. So again, personalization is popping up in 2025. You don't need it for everything you're selling, but it works. Okay, so this one is a bit controversial. I'm not going to comment a lot on this, but it's kind of a funny, saucy design, right? So it says that this day would be meaningless without us, Daniel, Emily, and James. You're welcome. Happy Father's Day. You can figure out what the joke is. I'm not going to tell you, but it goes to show that creativity in print on demand works, right? So it has 46K comments. And one thing I think it's also interesting about this one is that people are still figuring out ways to sell low ticket products on Meta. So it's very interesting to see people being able to successfully sell a mug. On the right hand side, I'm pretty sure I've seen this one before. So it's a journal. Remember, we also have graphic journals in ShineOn, so you could replicate this design without the color. Actually, I'm pretty sure in PODU, Andy Vo actually has reviewed this product because we have a section called Trendy Design Templates where what I'm doing right now, Andy does it every week. So he picks like 4 ad-spied products and he reviews them. And we even provide templates for you. So it's pretty cool. But yeah, you could easily replicate this with China products. Controversy sells and increases footprint. That's correct. The swimming niche. That is correct. This is pretty much the swimming niche. Perfect. Let's move on to the next one. I think we only have one more left, guys. All right. Yeah. So that one was the last one. So I hope you enjoyed our walk down memory lane of the Facebook algorithm. So what now? So what should you do now? Now that you understand what a winning ad looks like, you need to get to work. You need to publish products. You need to get your ads up and running. That is what you need to do. Okay. It's very simple. Most of our viewers already have ShineOn, but now that you know how winning ad looks like, go into ShineOn. You need to find similar products that you can use to recreate some of the designs I showed today. For example, remember the map product, the personalized one? You could easily use our printed acrylic blocks to do that. Okay, so that's something you could easily do. You could do the same exact concept, maybe switch it up a bit and try to sell our customized acrylic blocks for the romantic niche. Again, I just wanted to highlight some of the other products we have been recently releasing. But you saw all of the winning message card ads. This could be a good one for sure. You could add a twist with the love pendant. Again, rotating rose boxes. You just saw that. You just saw that. It had a ton of likes. You can add a twist to yours by adding a message card. So again, you just need to get creative. You just need to publish ads. And we have a lot of the viral ads I showed you have their ShineOn equivalents. Okay. Again, Michael showed you this last week. Last week we were around here. Now we are here. This is how the orders spike in Q4. Okay. So you are in the perfect time to take full advantage of this. Okay. Just keep going, keep publishing products. You're going to make it. We're here to offer all the support we possibly can. And again, I told you I was going to show you ShineOn UGC. So we actually in this website, if you've never visited ShineOn UGC, it's a great resource. Obviously, these are paid assets. But if you're struggling to create some of your video ad assets, we have a ton of resources here for you. Again, we have UGC videos that are not AI, and we also have some AI pre-made assets for you. Both of them are going to help you create your ads. Okay, so shineonugc.com. I'm gonna type it here. If you want to test some video ads, just go on here, shineonugc.com. Perfect. So don't forget to visit it. I'm sure you won't regret it. Also, as always, if you're still struggling to get that first sale, highly recommend joining our first sale challenge. Andy Vo hosts the challenge, so he does sometimes live streams, sometimes pre-recorded. He walks you through everything, how to set up your Shopify store, how to run ads, how to do product research. So it's only $5. It's absolutely ridiculous. But if you're still struggling to get that first sale, definitely join. He does recurring, live stream and recorded sessions pretty much every week. And remember, I mentioned this before, the 100 challenge. So this is hosted by Tammy, and her students are doing absolutely amazing. They are killing it. So if you haven't joined the 100 challenge, you still have time. So, we're kind of inside of Q4, but still, the 100 folks, they get recurring content every single week. And it's a very tight-knit community of people that they support each other and try to help each other find success in print on demand. So don't miss this one.